Greetings viewers and subscribers. So in today's journey, we're gonna pick up where we left off yesterday. We are still heading to Duns River. We are in the parish of Trelawney, but now we are gonna go over into the parish of St. Ann. We are traveling along the north coast. Sit back, relax, and drive with me. We're gonna show you a video. Want you to take a look, take a listen. We're gonna have to edit some parts of the video because you know how YouTube's policy is. Take a look, take a listen, and then we're gonna tell you what happened in that video.
Feel, you know? See that? What about it, man?
Watch out. I want a police up in a hand. I want a police up in a hand. Eh? Look, I the boy have enough. You see the newspaper police shop up. The boy have a gun enough. See police shop up there. Yeah.
I want pop. Yeah. Come on, smoke a gun, man. What a gun, man. Gun, you know? Yeah. Hey, the woman smart. The woman smart, you know? The woman here around there. And just take some call the police. Right, what's the line gun?
Yeah, not tell them, man.
Bomba, there's a long gun, the woman, you know?
Yeah. Hey, the boy hiding there.
Bomba, that's
No, that incident was as a result of an earlier incident that took place at the Freemart service station in Red Hills Road, St. Andrew. Now, this service station has been the subject of many break-ins over a period of time. The robbers, they were lucky to be getting away. But on Monday, the 17th of May 2021, in the early morning, about 4:30 in the morning, the police, they got some information that men had broken into the supermarket. The police proceeded to the location and a shootout ensued. One of the men was reportedly shot and taken out by the police. Another one was said to have escaped. Now, the police, they searched the area, they searched the supermarket. The owners were called in and a search was done. During the day, the owner and the staff, they were there cleaning up the supermarket. The supermarket is the mart inside of the gas station. So they were there cleaning up. Whilst they were there, they heard strange sounds. As a result, the alert supermarket owner and staff, they called in the police. When the police came and searched, that youngster you're looking at on the video, he was found hiding in the supermarket. Apparently, he was a part of the crew that had gone there earlier. We don't know how the police missed him. A gun was also recovered with him. This youngster, he has been identified as Shaquille Simpson. So he has been taken in custody. Now, like we promised yesterday, today we're gonna give away some credits. The first question for today is, in yesterday's video, give us the correct name of Blackashine. We had carried a story yesterday about a hoodlum that was taken out by his cronies or rivals. His name or his alias is Blackashine. Give us the correct name for Blackashine. Now, in the next story, the youngster you are looking at on your screen, his name is Jadaine Miller. He's 6 years old and he lived at Darling Street, Savlamar in the parish of Westmoreland. Now we are understanding that Jadaine, he was inside of his yard on Monday, the 17th of May 2021, about 3:30 p.m. when he was shot, allegedly by his 15-year-old cousin. Jadaine was rushed to the Savlamar Hospital, where he was pronounced DEAD. We are still gathering information in this matter, and as soon as we get the full details, we'll be updating this story. But it has been confirmed, 6-year-old Jadaine Miller, he was shot by his cousin. His cousin is now on the run. He is 15 years old. We are not sure whether it was deliberate or not, but it was done with an illegal gun. Like we said, we'll be updating this story in our next video. Stick around for it. In the next incident, now this one, it took place on the Jimmy Cliff Boulevard, popularly called the Hip Strip, formerly called Gloucester Avenue in Montego Bay. It took place on Sunday, the 16th of May 2021, about 1:15 p.m. Our information is that a youngster, he's Giovanni Dixon. He's 18 years old and is a laborer. He lived at Glendevon in the parish of St. James. Now, Giovanni, we are understanding that he was working on the Hip Strip. He was working at those jerk vendor stalls. He was assisting a jerk man when he and that man has been identified as Mr. Gary Williams. He's popularly called Biggs. He's 42 years old and he's also a jerk vendor. He's from Providence Heights in Montego Bay in St. James. Now Biggs, he and Giovanni, they got into an altercation over some contaminated water. It is alleged that Giovanni might have done something and allegedly contaminated the water that Biggs was using. As a result, both of them got into a physical altercation. Biggs, it is alleged, used a kitchen knife, his kitchen knife that he was using on his jerk chicken. He used that kitchen knife to inflict a wound to the left side of Giovanni's chest. What is on the left side of our chest? Our heart. So he pushed that knife into Giovanni's heart. Giovanni, he was assisted to the Cornwall Regional Hospital, where he died whilst undergoing treatment. Biggs, he has been taken into custody by the police. Also, the kitchen knife that he used was seized by the police. So Biggs is facing a capital charge. Giovanni is no longer here with us. All because of what? People don't know how to deal with conflicts. Every conflict nowadays results in physical confrontation, result in people being chopped up, people being stabbed, or people being shot. In the final story for today, but before we go into the final story, we have two other questions. We told you yesterday to ensure that you listen to the stories because we'll be asking questions based on them. Don't bother expect every day we're going to come and ask you where we start from yesterday and where we end and this and that. Listen to the stories. The second question is, what was the correct name and alias for the leader of the MS-13 gang in Granville that was taken out in April? We want his correct name and his alias. We said it in yesterday's video. And the third and final question is, what is the correct name and alias of the man who was taken out in reprisal for the leader of the MS-13 gang? What is the correct name and alias of the man who was taken out in reprisal for the leader of the MS-13 gang? Answer those questions and you'll be winning for yourself some digital credits. It's the first correct answers that will be awarded the credits. And the credits were sponsored by Brooks in Florida and Barbara in Mississauga. Barbara and Brooks, big up on yourself. And Brooks is also asking us to big up Shanna Pennant in Grand Cayman. And if you out there, viewers, subscribers, you want to contribute to the phone card giveaway, just shoot me a WhatsApp message to 876-458-9111 and we'll take it from there. In the final story for today, now we had brought this story some days ago and I had asked the question, do you think Mr. Ivan Patterson took his own life? Now, we have unearthed some information and we are going to bring those information to you. If you didn't hear the story, here's what happened. It took place at a place named Askenish. Askenish is in the parish of Hanover, in the hills of Hanover. The information at the time was that Mr. Patterson, he has been blind for the past 2 years. He gets around by creeping on his knees. He was last seen alive on Wednesday, the 12th of May 2021 by his caregiver. Now, his caregiver is a female relative. She had visited him, gave him dinner, spent some time with him, then left to her home. Now, when we had carried this story, some persons were saying that she is a likely suspect. I replied to some of those comments, and I tell persons, no, this caregiver is a kind-hearted person. Some persons were saying, how me know, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I know what I was saying. The long and short of it is, the caregiver is not a suspect. She has been caring for Mr. Patterson for years. She has no reason to do that. In fact, it benefits her more if Mr. Patterson was alive. You can read into what I am saying. So on Thursday, the 13th of May 2021, about 6:30 a.m., the caregiver, she was on her way to Mr. Patterson's house when she was told something. As a result of what she was told, the police were called. On the arrival, Mr. Patterson, he was found clad in a purple shirt and a pair of blue pants with a rope tied to his neck and tied to a banana tree. This banana tree is some 80 feet away from the entrance to Mr. Patterson's one-bedroom dwelling house. Now, I had asked at the time, do you think Mr. Patterson did this to himself? The question was asked and the answer is no. Mr. Patterson did not do this to himself. It was a male relative who did this to Mr. Patterson. That male relative is now in police custody. He's in his 30s. He used to run taxi one time and he also did some body work. Meaning he was a body repairman, auto body repairman. Why did this relative do this? We are learning that someone came from abroad recently, gave Mr. Patterson some food and some cash. This male relative, he went to Mr. Patterson's house, took up Mr. Patterson, tied the rope around Mr. Patterson's neck and got tie up Mr. Patterson on the banana tree. This male relative, we are told that the police searched his house and most of the stuffs that he stole from Mr. Patterson's house, from Mass Ivan's house, was found in this wicked man's house. Some things that I would want to say, trust me, I cannot say it on YouTube because the justice that should be meted out to this wicked man, I can't say what in my heart or in my head on this forum. In the 11 months that I have been uploading contents to this channel, this one takes the cake. Mass Ivan was like a child. He was blind and he was creeping. What could have possessed someone, more so a male relative, his cousin, to go to Mass Ivan and do him like that? All because there was some money and some food? I tell you, when you thought you have seen it all, you have not seen it all. This one really takes the cake for me. Blessed love, everybody.